Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Drew, and we got another NCAA Football 25 video for you guys today. Now, in a previous video, we talked about some of the best teams to rebuild. In my opinion, we did tiers, who we think is going to be the hardest, who we think is going to be the most fun, and who would just be kind of nice to use as a casual player. But in today's video, we are going to discuss another 5 teams that we want to take a look at for your possible rebuild series. Now, this is going to be based on my opinion on who is going to be the hardest and most difficult to rebuild. Now, before we get started, I do want to give an honorable mention to 2 teams, just because I feel like these 2 teams have been kind of covered already in a couple other videos. First, we are going to talk about the Akron Zips, who finished 2-10 overall and 1-7 in their conference last year. Now, if you definitely want a tough rebuild, Akron is definitely one of the best teams that you can use and the most difficult for a rebuild, but they are by far not the worst team that you could use. And the next honorable mention, just because we all know how bad this team is, they were actually ranked the worst team in college football last year. We got the Kent State Golden Flashes. Now, they were 1-11 overall, and they were 0-8 in their conference, so this might be the toughest rebuild overall, but I just wanted to leave it off the list because I wanted to give you guys some different options to use in today's video. Now, before we get started, make sure that you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you are somebody that is interested in a cool series, make sure that you guys go check out my new series called Subscriber Dynasty. That's going to be coming out at the drop of this game. More information can be found in that video, and it is something you definitely do not want to miss. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started off. At number 5, we have the Nevada Wolfpack. Now, Nevada finished at 2-10 overall last season, and they finished 2-6 in the Mountain West Conference. Now, overall, the team is not the best that you're going to see by far. They were currently ranked 127th overall in their offense, being 100th in rushing and then 113th overall in passing. And to look at the other side of the ball, man, the defense isn't looking too hot either, as they're ranked 126th overall, 122nd in rushing defense, and then 115th in passing offense. So, not gonna lie, anybody that wants a tough rebuild, Nevada is going to be very tough to use. Now, you'd figure that maybe a school like Nevada could get some commits coming there, but overall, they haven't done too good on the recruiting as well. They only have 17 commits for the upcoming season, and only 9 of them are 3 stars. So everybody else is going to be lower than 3 stars. They have no 4 stars, no 5 stars. So Nevada, they're going to have a rough couple years, but if you are up for the challenge, man, Nevada is definitely a team to use if you want a good, fun rebuild. They do have some really fun games that you'll be able to play. They play UNLV, Boise State, Hawaii, Colorado State, Oregon State, and they also play Troy and SMU. So they definitely have a tough schedule, but if you can get the right pieces, maybe get some hidden gems in the transfer portal and get the recruiting back on track, you definitely could take Nevada to the next step in your rebuild series. Now, coming in next, we have the Sam Houston Bearcats. Now, the Sam Houston Bearcats finished 3-9 overall in their season, and they finished 2-6 in their conference and Conference USA. Now, they're a little bit better than Nevada when we talk about their overall rankings. They were 119th overall in offense, being 128th best rushing offense and the 66th best passing offense. So they definitely are a little bit weaker on the running side of the things, but they definitely can get the ball moving through the air. Now, when we take a look at the defense being 87th overall, that's definitely something that you can work with. They're ranked 92nd in rushing defense and 77th in passing defense. They definitely aren't the best recruiting school, as they have only 12 3-star recruits. So very similar to Nevada, who we just talked about. They have a little bit more recruits, but all of them are being 3-star or less. So you're definitely going to have that kind of issue of getting recruits to come. Definitely something that you're going to need to use in the transfer portal. But overall, man, not a bad team. And I will say that they probably have one of the coolest and cleanest uniforms. And honestly, I'm a big fan of their field. But let me know what y'all think about the Sam Houston Bearcats in the comments below. Next up on the list, we have Temple Owls coming in at number 3. Now, the Temple Owls finished 3-9 overall and then 1-7 in the American Athletic Conference. Now, they are probably one of the better offensive teams that we'll see on this list, but they are losing a couple star players, but most notably their starting quarterback from last season, E.J. Warner, who is now transferring to Rice. He also is the son of former NFL legend Kurt Warner, so Temple Owls are definitely losing a good one. Just having the experience and being a bloodline of Kurt Warner, man, that's definitely going to hurt the Temple Owls, but that is now your responsibility to take them to the next level. Now, they definitely have some big highlights on their schedule as they are going to be facing up against the Oklahoma Sooners, game number 1 to start off their season. They also will be able to play Navy, Coastal Carolina, Tulsa, and some other big names on the schedule as well. But overall, this team is not bad. They rank 75 overall in offense and then 124th overall in defense. Now, when it comes to recruiting, they do a little bit better as they have 26 total commits already this season. 11 of them are being 3-star. So far, nobody has gotten into the 4 and 5-star rating, which is going to make these teams even more difficult to kind of take them to the next level, especially if the recruiting isn't on top of their game. Now, I will say something that does kind of make Temple a little bit more intriguing to me is their jerseys, man. I personally just like the scheme of it. I like the color combinations. I like the design. So if you're definitely somebody who is interested in using some sick jerseys, Temple's definitely got some of my most underrated jerseys to use in the game. Coming in at number 2, we got the Buffalo Bulls. Now, the Buffalo Bulls finished 3-9 overall, and then in their conference, in the Mid-American Conference, they finished 3-5. Now, this is going to be one of the better defensive teams that you can use, and definitely there's some underdogs on the defensive side of the ball for sure. But the only thing is, can you get their offense going is the only thing. Now, they were ranked 115th overall in offense, being 94th rushing and 108th passing. So you definitely got some work there to do, especially in the recruiting world. Now, their defense, on the other hand, they were 115th in rushing defense, but their passing defense was 21st ranked. So that is definitely something that you can use. It's a bright side, and it's something that you can build upon going into the next season. Now, they do have some notable games, and it's honestly kind of cool for this team because you get to play some other teams that are on this rebuild list, most notably in Akron and Kent State. So hopefully you should have 2 easy dubs there. Now, the biggest thing that is going to be your make or break for this team is honestly the recruiting, and the one big thing that hurts them is they have arguably one of the smallest stadiums that I have personally seen in college football. Now, I've seen some high school fields that are bigger than this, and man, I'm not even gonna lie, I've seen some junior high fields that are even bigger than this. So Buffalo, man, we got to get you guys a bigger stadium, man. I mean, it is what it is, but overall, man, it's gonna be hard to get some kids to come recruit there, especially with a small stadium like that. They want the big lights, they want the stage, they want everything to be as best as possible. Now, Buffalo for this upcoming season is ranked 111th in the recruiting ranks, with having 15 3-star recruits coming to them this year, and they already have a total of 23 commits already. Now, Buffalo isn't going to be the worst team, but they're not going to be the best team, and they definitely have a lot of work to do with them, but overall, just having a pretty decent defense is going to be something that can take them to the next level, and that's why they will come in at number 2 on my list. Now, coming in at number 1, we have the UConn Huskies. Now, most notably known for being a powerhouse in the basketball world, UConn has not seen the same results on the football field. Last season, they finished 3-9 overall, and they were 1-0 in being an FBS independent team. Now, they are the only independent team, which makes them really cool and unique on this list. They have 100 plus overall ranks in offense and defense, being 106 in offense and 103rd in defense. So definitely have a lot of work to do on both sides of the ball. Now, they do have some really big games that they get to play this year, most notably Maryland, their season opener. They also do get to play Duke, Buffalo, Temple, who are also on this list, and they also get to play teams like Syracuse and UAB. So it's nice that they have some good games on there to kind of get you guys the highlights and kind of the exposure that you need. So it should help you when it comes to recruiting. Now, when taking a look at UConn and their recruiting ranking, they come in at number 118, having 13 commits, and all 13 of those commits are coming as a 3-star. Now, looking at UConn, they do have a lot of kind of older players that have been on the team, so they're going to have some veteran leadership, and most notably, it is from their quarterback, Taquan Robinson. Now, Taquan Robinson is a senior going into his final year of college eligibility, so he has a chance to kind of maybe groom the next quarterback that will be your UConn starter. So if you can maybe have a chance to get some recruits to come in a little bit earlier, and hopefully UConn isn't done yet recruiting, you might be able to find your next diamond in the rough when it comes to quarterback. Now, they don't have a lot of highlights on the other side of the ball, as the offense is probably one of their weaker points, but I will say UConn does offer some cool things, especially when it comes to their jerseys. They have a lot of jersey combinations. They're super clean, super unique, and they're probably one of my favorites on this list. But overall, that is my opinion on the top 5 hardest rebuilds with a few honorable mentions. And I hope that you all enjoyed this video, man. Let me know in the comments what are some other names and other teams that you guys think I should put on this list. I know Kennesaw State was the one that I really considered, but I wanted to kind of put some out there that maybe you guys weren't familiar with, and maybe just some sleeper rebuild teams. But as always, I hope that you all enjoyed. Make sure that you guys comment down below what teams I may have missed or what you guys think I should try out. Don't forget, if you want to join the subscriber dynasty, make sure that you guys go check that video out. It is in the channel. I will also leave a link in the description. But as always, it's your boy Drew, and we will catch you in the next EA Sports College Football 25 update.